Do you ever feel lonely? I know I do. I mean, let's face it, we all feel lonely sometimes, right? Whether we're single or in a relationship. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 3 things that you can do that happy single people do so you don't have to feel lonely even though you're alone. And at the end of the video, I'm going to be talking about something that I don't generally talk about, at least not in public, and that is why I am currently single. The first thing I want to talk about that happy single people do, it's basically to live your life. Not waiting until, not saving a trip or saving an outfit or doing something when you're in a relationship. If we're sitting around waiting for something to happen, somebody to ask us out, for us to meet the right person, to wait till somebody wants to go on a trip with us, these are the things that keep us from really enjoying our life. If we're not enjoying our life, we're sitting around waiting, we're gonna feel lonely. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. And I will tell you, you can be alone and enjoy it. And one of the ways to do that is to live your life, is to travel alone, to go to restaurants alone. Now, I know this firsthand because it's something that I have done for a long time and I continue to do. I often go to Italy, and I'm gonna say most of the time I go, I travel alone. I gotta tell you, it's nice having somebody to share the experiences with, whether it's a girlfriend or whether it's a romantic interest. It's nice. It's nice being able to have somebody to go out with and share things with and do things with. But there is an advantage to traveling alone. Well, there's lots of advantages to traveling alone. One is you are on your time schedule. You go where you want. You don't go where you don't want. You eat what you want. You sleep when you want. You get to really live life on your terms and travel on your terms. But even bigger than that is when you travel alone, you are open to new possibilities. You meet new people. You have different adventures and different experiences. So I recently came back from Italy. When I was there by myself for the first half, for about 2.5 weeks, I met new people. I made new friendships. I had new adventures. I spoke with the locals. I found out new things. I met people who were there traveling, and there were new adventures, and it was really fun. And when I'm alone, I find that, yes, people might talk to me more, but better than that, I am more likely to talk to other people. Because being alone, again, doesn't mean you have to be lonely. If you're alone, you can talk to people. They want to talk to you. It's really nice. You just never know what's around the corner. So traveling alone, doing things alone, not waiting until you have someone to go with or until you meet someone is really, really important to enjoying your life. When you're enjoying your life, you might be alone, but you are not going to be lonely. The second thing I want to talk about that single happy people do, we could say happy people in general, but it is the thing that keeps us from feeling lonely, and that is to love ourselves. Now, I know that's a cliche, love yourself, treat yourself lovingly, but I'll tell you it's really important. You know, sometimes we don't want to necessarily cook a meal for ourselves, and I totally get that. You know, it's a big thing. If you're going to cook, it's more enjoyable when you're cooking for people. At least I feel that way, and I think a lot of people do. But if you are not cooking for yourself, you're not eating great food, you're not going to great restaurants, you're not cooking yourself great food, you are missing out. Cooking yourself a wonderful meal, listening to music, dancing by yourself, doing these things to treat yourself well, lovingly, loving yourself. And by the way, that does also mean self-love as in masturbation. Very important. If you don't have a sexual partner, doesn't mean you can't have sex. Well, first of all, you can have sex with anybody you want. That's an advantage to being single. I'm not saying you need to go out there and hook up with everyone, but you know, it's an option. But I'm getting ahead of myself. That's the next tip. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But loving yourself, you know, taking care of your body, exercising, getting outside, spending time with friends, doing those things that are telling yourself, giving yourself that message that you are lovable. If you're sitting around feeling sorry for yourself or thinking, oh, all the good ones are taken, or why am I alone, or all of those things that we can do. Trust me, I go there too. We all go there. We just don't want to get stuck there and live in that way. You know, when we're in a relationship, sometimes we wish we were alone. We want that alone time. And when we're alone, we wish we were in a relationship. And be happy where you are. You know, love the place that you are. If you are single and you don't want to be single, there is nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with wanting to find a partner or to be in a loving relationship. But if you are waiting to be happy or feel you can't be happy until that happens, you're less likely to actually find somebody. So wanting to be in a relationship is great, but when you are happy with yourself and you don't need someone to be happy, you can love yourself or feel lovable even though you don't have that outside validation, you are going to find yourself in a much better relationship. Look, we've all been there, right? We've all found ourselves in, let's just say, relationships where we're settling, maybe out of fear. Maybe we're just so happy that we found someone because we feel like, oh, maybe we'll never find someone again. Again, that's another way to say fear or doubt or insecurity. If we are in that place and we are in a relationship because we need that other person to feel lovable or good about ourselves, well, oftentimes that relationship is not going to be sustainable or satisfying. So it really is important, even if you do want to be in a relationship, that when you're single, that you can love yourself, love being with yourself, and treat yourself lovingly so that if and when you do decide to be in a relationship or you find someone who is worthy of being in a relationship with, you will make much better choices. The last one I want to talk about is, this to me is one of the best about being single. One of the best advantages is being shamelessly selfish. I talked about it a little bit before about like when we're traveling or doing things alone. Well, when we live alone, we can keep the place clean or not. We can turn the lights on or the air conditioner up. We can watch TV in the middle of the night. We can eat in bed. We can do anything we want, including date. Now, again, if we're dating out of a place of desperation or need, like, oh, I have to find someone, more often than not, we're going to feel worse. But when we're happily single, it gives us some options, right? We could date for fun, with the possibility that we might find somebody to spend our life with or fall in love. That's great if that happens, but even if it doesn't, it can be really fun dating if you approach it with the right attitude and you're not coming from this place of desperation or need. It can be wonderful. So shamelessly selfish. You don't have to shave your legs. You can do whatever it is you want to do, however you want to do it, whenever you want to do it. And I'm going to say, that is a really big, giant thing, to live life on your terms without feeling like you have to keep somebody's needs or wants in check. When you're in a relationship, that's what we do. And when you love somebody and it's a great relationship, you're willing to do that because it's worth it. But when you're not in a relationship, it's kind of nice too. So being able to really live life in this way, doing these three things. To recap, don't wait for somebody else or something to happen before you do the things that you want to do. That might even be asking somebody out. Travel, go to restaurants, do the things that you want to do, and you can enjoy it when you're alone. And you don't need someone else to do it with you to enjoy it. So that's the first thing. The second thing is to treat yourself lovingly. Do things to take care of yourself that show you that you're lovable, to take care of your body, to do the things just for you because it makes you happy, because you are worthy of love. Treat yourself that way, and that will go far. And the last thing is to be shamelessly selfish, meaning you can do what you want, when you want, how you want. And that's a beautiful thing when you can do that and have the freedom to make decisions at any moment and have the opportunities or possibilities to do things that you wouldn't be able to do if you were in a relationship, such as date, or maybe spend an extended amount of time with friends, or binge a TV show that, maybe your partner wouldn't like. These are things that make being alone not so lonely, and in fact, make life really wonderful. So it's what you focus on. If you're focusing on the things you don't have, you're going to be lonely, you're going to be sad. If you focus on the things you do have or the things you can do and actually do them, you will be happier. So as promised, I want to tell you why I am currently single. I now consider myself a widow because the last relationship I was in, while we weren't married, we did live together for 2 years. We were together for 3 and we were planning on getting married, and I had finally found the man of my dreams. I was in a place in my life where I felt secure, I felt happy, I could communicate effectively, and he was right there with me. It wasn't perfect. We had our moments, but we worked through them. And it was such a beautiful, beautiful relationship. And I was so grateful that I had found this wonderful man and that I was sharing my life with him. And honestly, I could not have been happier. And unfortunately, 6 years ago, he went on a business trip and he was killed. He never came home. He was on a motorbike or something like a motorbike, maybe it was a moped, in Laos, going on a little bit of an adventure. He liked taking photographs. He was taking some pictures, a little side trip apart from his business trip. And he was riding on the street, which is not very safe. And he was hit and he was killed instantly by a truck. And I didn't know the last time that I saw him would be the last time that I saw him. But we did treat every moment as special. We never took each other for granted. And I felt grateful that nothing was left unsaid. That was 6 years ago. Honestly, I felt so grateful to have found love. Finding it once is hard enough. I sort of gave up, to be honest. But as the years have gone by, it's been 6 years, I have been open to finding love. And I date now and again. The last couple years, I haven't done a lot of dating. I haven't done a lot of anything like most of us. But I am open to it. I do go on some dates, and I enjoy going on dates, and I enjoy meeting new people, and I am open to the possibility of finding love again. But I really do enjoy being single. I am not going to settle. If I'm going to end up in a committed relationship with somebody, it is going to be because my life is better with that person. There is no settling. There's no need. I want to find a loving companion and relationship. That would be great. But if I don't, that's also great. I don't need to be in a relationship. While I do believe that we thrive the most when we're in a satisfying, mature, loving, passionate relationship, which again, I would love to find and I'm open to it. I also know that life is great as a single person. And I do feel that that is a conscious choice. If you are single by choice, that's fantastic. If you want to be in a relationship, that's fantastic to seek that. But I'm going to say either way, you want to learn how to be happy being alone, how to be happy with yourself and love yourself. So that is what I have to say about that. I hope this is helpful. If you are enjoying these videos, I do hope that you will subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like, and if there's anything you want me to talk about, and if there's any questions that you have, or anything that you are trying that you are finding useful, I always want to hear, and I always do appreciate you watching, and I will be back soon. Thank you again. Bye.